Your vehicle develops strange behaviors that cost you a fortune in diagnostics. Lights turn on without apparent reason, air conditioning works anarchically, and mysterious error codes appear regularly. What I'm going to reveal to you in the next few minutes will revolutionize your approach to electronic failures. 12 professional methods that only experienced technicians master to solve 90% of electrical malfunctions without spending hundreds of euros. The first technique is so effective that it can correct problems that even the most sophisticated diagnostic tools cannot detect. Some of these tricks are bewilderingly simple. Others require surgical precision that only professionals know. Before starting, I must warn you that these manipulations must be performed while scrupulously respecting safety guidelines. Let's begin with method number 12 that will transform your understanding of automotive electronics. Technique number 12. Complete system discharge by battery isolation for exactly 15 minutes. Your automobile presents unexplained symptoms like headlights that blink spontaneously or an audio system that constantly resets. Before investing in expensive professional diagnosis, this manipulation can resolve the majority of temporary malfunctions. Disconnecting the negative terminal for precisely 15 minutes allows internal capacitors to empty completely. This critical period erases all transitory error codes stored in computer memory. This process, called hardware reset in technical jargon, eliminates 75% of minor electronic anomalies. Duration is crucial. Less than 15 minutes doesn't guarantee total discharge. More time becomes useless. The procedure requires the engine to be stopped, key removed, then negative terminal unscrewed with a 10mm wrench. After this, wait, reconnect, and start normally. This method equals restarting a blocked computer, restoring communications between different modules. Have you ever experimented with this reset technique on your vehicle? Technique number 11. Fuse timing sequence to reactivate faulty modules. Automotive electronics specialists often charge expensive diagnostics while the problem can be solved with simple manipulation. When your car presents intermittent failures like systems that activate themselves, the problem generally resides in frozen modules. These computers can freeze exactly like a smartphone that no longer responds. The timed bridging technique consists of identifying the problematic module's fuse and removing it for a precise time period. This intervention requires exactly 20 seconds without electrical power to allow capacitors to discharge completely. This duration allows erasing all corrupt temporary memory causing malfunctions. Once the fuse is restored, the module restarts with factory parameters, solving most anomalies. This surgical method avoids global reset that can affect other functional systems. Have you ever precisely identified which module causes your automobile's problems? Technique number 10. Ignition cycle protocol without engine startup. This procedure may seem unusual but constitutes a secret method used by dealerships to solve electronic problems in new vehicles. This is the reset protocol by ignition sequences that forces modules to complete their self-diagnostic routines. Most drivers never perform this manipulation because they start immediately after turning the key. The correct technique consists of positioning the key to ignition without starting, holding 5 seconds, cutting completely, waiting 3 seconds. This sequence must be repeated exactly 7 consecutive times before normal startup on the 8th cycle. During these cycles, you force each computer to execute its complete verification routine without interference from the running engine. This procedure allows automatically detecting and correcting communication conflicts between systems responsible for intermittent failures. Results are spectacular: disappearance of warning lights, return to normal of sensors, and perfect resynchronization of systems. Did you know this particular sequence, or are you discovering this method for the first time? If this video already brings you concrete solutions, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to not miss any of our exclusive technical advice. Your support motivates us to share even more professional secrets. Technique number 9. Accelerator recalibration procedure in learning mode. Your vehicle leaves the workshop after repair and now presents jerks, unexplained RPM variations, and completely anarchic acceleration response. Mechanics explain that the system must adapt, without specifying how to accelerate this learning process. The engine computer contains adaptive maps that memorize your driving style over thousands of kilometers. When the battery is disconnected or components replaced, these maps are erased and the vehicle literally forgets its optimal behavior. A specific sequence forces the system to enter accelerated learning mode instead of waiting for progressive adaptation. Cold engine, transmission and parking position. Hold the accelerator pedal completely pressed for exactly 10 seconds. Release abruptly, then wait 5 additional seconds before starting normally. This manipulation awakens position sensors and orders the computer to immediately recalibrate all its response parameters. Instead of waiting weeks for natural adaptation, you obtain results in minutes. Have you noticed behavior changes in your vehicle after mechanical interventions? Technique number 8. Simultaneous combination of brake and clutch pedals with ignition activated. This method may seem surprising but constitutes a hidden function programmed by automotive engineers in most modern vehicles. This is an emergency reset that activates by simultaneously pressing brake and clutch pedals, key in ignition position, but engine stopped. This apparently illogical sequence sends a specific signal to the central computer, forcing it to verify all connected systems. The process re-establishes communications between modules and resolves data conflicts causing multiple malfunctions. Hold both pedals pressed for exactly 30 seconds while the car executes deep self-diagnosis. You'll observe unusual blinking of dashboard lights, signaling that verification is in progress. This technique proves particularly effective for startup problems, intermittent warning lights, and simultaneous failures of several systems. The procedure cleans communication errors between computers that accumulate with time and use. Technique number 7. Forced ventilation of engine compartment during battery disconnection. Experienced technicians apply rituals that may seem superstitious but rest on solid scientific principles. Leaving the hood open after disconnecting the battery considerably accelerates the reset process efficiency. Modern electronic systems possess capacitive memory that can retain residual charges for 30 minutes despite disconnection. This residual energy interferes with the complete reset you seek to obtain. Hood opening allows free air circulation around all computers, dissipating accumulated heat more quickly. This natural ventilation accelerates electronic component discharge and ensures more uniform reset. Cooler ambient temperature favors faster and more homogeneous discharge of all circuits. This apparently insignificant step can determine your intervention's success or failure. Did you know temperature influences electronic reset efficiency so much? Technique number 6. Strategic use of an OBD2 scanner for selective code deletion. This small device, available for €50 in any automotive accessory store, can save you thousands of euros in unnecessary diagnostics. The basic OBD2 scanner doesn't just read error codes as many think. Its true power resides in selective deletion function, allowing suppression of specific codes without affecting other systems. Contrary to battery disconnection that erases everything indiscriminately, the scanner offers precise control over elements to reset. Distinction between permanent codes, pending codes, and intermittent codes becomes crucial for effective intervention. Permanent codes require cause repair before suppression, while transitory codes can be immediately erased. This differentiation proves impossible without using appropriate diagnostic tools. Optimal procedure consists of connecting scanner, reading all present codes, identifying real codes and phantom codes, suppress only phantom codes, and monitor their eventual return during 1 week. Workshops charge €150 to perform exactly this same operation. Do you own an OBD2 scanner or still depend entirely on professional diagnostics? Technique number 5. Secret dashboard button combinations for specific sensor reset. Buttons you use daily conceal secret codes capable of resetting specific sensors without any disconnection. Each manufacturer programs unique combinations that activate hidden service menus totally absent from user manuals. Simultaneously holding the odometer reset button while activating ignition gives access to advanced calibration functions. This manipulation allows calibrating tire pressure sensors, resetting maintenance intervals, and even adjusting certain computer parameters. The most powerful combination associates 3 buttons: hazards, air conditioning, and windshield wipers, held exactly 7 seconds. Engine stopped but ignition activated. This sequence activates self-diagnostic mode, allowing reset of oxygen sensors, engine temperature sensors, and anti-pollution systems. These combinations exist from factory but never appear in documentation intended for users. These are service tools that dealerships use for quick calibrations without specialized equipment. Have you ever tried these hidden combinations or always believed these buttons only had their apparent functions? Technique number 4. Cleaning sensor connectors with specialized dielectric spray. Imagine a television receiving parasitic signal. The image becomes blurry, cuts intermittently, then works perfectly without reason. Your vehicle reacts exactly the same way when sensor connectors are contaminated by impurities. The computer receives deformed information and makes completely erroneous decisions based on this corrupt data. The majority of intermittent electronic failures come from dirty connectors rather than actually defective sensors. These microscopic contaminants include metallic dust from brake pads, atmospheric humidity, vaporized engine oil residues, and even road salt particles. Each of these elements creates an invisible insulating layer that disturbs electrical signal transmission between sensors and computer. The most sensitive connectors are those of oxygen sensors, water temperature sensor, airflow meter, and supercharging pressure sensors. Parasitic resistance of only a few ohms on these critical circuits can trigger cascading error codes and considerably degrade performance. Dielectric spray constitutes a specialized solvent that totally dissolves all contaminants without damaging delicate electronic components. Its specific chemical formulation leaves no residue after evaporation, contrary to universal cleaners that can create new problems. Optimal application temperature sits between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius for maximum product efficiency. Contrary to ordinary cleaners, this product doesn't conduct electricity, allowing safe use on live circuits. Its high dielectric constant allows it to penetrate connector microcracks where the most tenacious contaminants accumulate. Appropriate technique consists of generously spraying each connector, waiting 30 seconds for penetration, then performing several connections and disconnections. This repeated mechanical action allows the product to dislodge impurities embedded in metallic contacts and establish perfect contact surface. Treated connectors recover their original ohmic resistance, generally less than 1/10 ohm for critical signaling circuits. This manipulation restores perfect conductivity and eliminates parasitic resistances, generating phantom error codes. Treatment efficiency can be verified with a multimeter by measuring resistance between pins before and after cleaning. Significant conductivity improvement confirms intervention success and predicts lasting disappearance of intermittent error codes. Have you observed error codes that disappear spontaneously, characteristic sign of connectors needing this deep cleaning? Technique number 3. Test mode activation by holding accelerator fully down, ignition activated. This trick will revolutionize your understanding of engine management systems hidden in your vehicle. A secret mode exists in your automobile, never mentioned in the manual but capable of solving problems you thought impossible to correct. Engine completely stopped but ignition activated. Hold accelerator pedal entirely pressed for 10 seconds to activate internal diagnostic mode. During this procedure, engine computer executes self-calibration routine that recalibrates all critical sensors of injection system. This manipulation forces system to relearn idle values, accelerator position, oxygen sensors, and airflow meter. Technique proves particularly effective against irregular acceleration problems, unstable, idle, or abnormal overconsumption. Test mode can also erase minor error codes responsible for degraded functioning. Computer literally resets itself and relearns from scratch optimal behavior of your specific engine. Most drivers never discover this function because holding accelerator with engine stopped seems counterintuitive. Technique number 2, temporary ECM fuse extraction for precisely 60 seconds. We reach the podium with a trick so powerful that certain workshops consider it their secret weapon against unexplained failures. Engine control module, true brain of your vehicle, manages everything from injection to ignition timing. When this computer corrupts or remains blocked in error loop, it can generate completely illogical symptoms. Critical minute technique consists of precisely locating ECM fuse in engine compartment fuse box. By removing it exactly 60 seconds, you force deep reset that erases even most persistent errors. During this crucial minute, all adaptive parameters incorrectly memorized by ECM are totally suppressed. This manipulation equals formatting your car's hard drive and reinstalling operating system from scratch. Your vehicle recovers factory settings and forgets all bad learning accumulated. This technique can constitute your definitive solution if your automobile presents inexplicable behaviors that no mechanic manages to identify. Technique number 1. Stop-start system deactivation before any electronic diagnosis. The most crucial secret that can transform failed diagnosis into successful intervention concerns your vehicle's stop-start system. This device that cuts and automatically restarts your engine constitutes silent saboteur of any electronic diagnosis. Imagine trying to read error codes while engine stops at every red light and all computers enter hibernation. Upon restart, certain systems need several seconds to stabilize, creating erroneous readings that completely falsify diagnosis. This interference surpasses simple reading errors. During constant stop and restart cycles, modules cannot finish their self-calibration routines. Modern computers permanently perform micro-adaptations based on operating conditions, ambient temperature, altitude, and even your driving style. These learning processes need functioning continuity that stop-start brutally interrupts every few seconds. Each engine cut causes emergency backup of data being processed, then complete rereading at next restart. This repetitive sequence saturates computer buffer memory with partial data and transitory states that contaminate diagnosis. Experienced technicians know that 40% of erroneous diagnoses come directly from this stop-start system interference. Certain error codes appear only during engine transition phases, creating false positives impossible to reproduce in workshop. Other real malfunctions can be masked by electronic noise generated by repetitive stop and restart cycles. Professional principle consists of totally deactivating stop-start before any diagnostic or reset procedure. This preparation maintains all systems in active state and allows communications between computers to occur without interruption. Deactivation method varies according to manufacturers, dedicated button, menu and onboard computer, or even specific pedal sequence. Certain recent vehicles memorize this deactivation during entire ignition cycle, others require deactivation at each startup. Once stop-start neutralized, let engine run at idle for at least 3 minutes so all systems reach stable operating regime. This stabilization allows computers to finish initialization routines and establish reliable communications between all connected modules. Diagnostic precision difference becomes considerable when all systems function stably and continuously. Does your vehicle have stop-start system, and have you ever noticed contradictory or unexplained diagnoses? You just discovered 12 technical secrets representing thousands of euros of professional expertise. If your automobile presented mysterious failures, unexplained codes, or anarchic behaviors, you now possess complete arsenal to resolve them. These methods, proven by decades of field experience, constitute know-how that specialized workshops jealously guard to justify their high rates. Each technique has been developed and refined by engineers and technicians daily confronted with modern automotive electronics challenges. Methodical application of these procedures can transform your maintenance approach and make you autonomous facing common failures. Success key resides in patience, precision, and scrupulous respective timing indicated for each manipulation. These time intervals aren't arbitrary but correspond to physical constants of electronic components and computer algorithms. Approximate execution can not only fail to solve initial problem but also create new anomalies more complex to diagnose. Application order of these techniques follows progressive logic. Always start with least invasive methods before resorting to complete resets. This methodical approach maximizes your success chances while preserving adaptations and calibrations your vehicle memorized over time. Carefully document each intervention with observed symptoms, noted error codes, and results obtained after each manipulation. This traceability will allow you to identify most effective techniques for your specific vehicle and optimize future interventions. Certain vehicles respond better to certain methods according to their age, mileage, and maintenance history. Experience will progressively teach you which techniques to privilege based on encountered symptoms. Don't hesitate to combine several methods if one alone isn't enough, respecting 24-hour delay between major interventions. This timing allows systems to completely stabilize their new parameters before any new manipulation. Share in comments which technique you'll experiment first. Will it be connector cleaning, hood ventilation method, or this ECM reset that can resurrect any defective system? If this video saves you even one workshop visit, you've already made the time devoted to this advice profitable. Subscribe to our channel and activate all notifications because next week, I'll reveal how to detect alternator failure before it immobilizes you with multimeter technique that even experienced mechanics ignore. Share this video with your relatives who encounter automotive electrical problems. You could save them costly and useless repairs.